Welcome back to the A-List podcast with Allison and Alex. Well, hi.
Hi. I was on before you got here, I was trying to find why should we believe Jaguar Wright is what I'm.
I also, you guys, we're not going to talk about Diddy today, but like literally I can't escape it. And I'm assuming you can't either.
No. And because like she went on Piers Morgan. So.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah. She went on Piers Morgan and just literally called out Jay-Z and Beyonce. Just fully called them out.
I saw a video where she said something about like her brother has been in a relationship with Jay-Z for like ever.
That's what I mean. Like, and so I started Googling like, what is this woman talking about?
I feel like I'm just going to have to hold this.
Is it bothering you?
I feel like it is just falling.
Well, you could flip it over, but then we won't see your mouth, and that's like the ish.
That's okay. I'll just do this.
Pull some slack over there.
A live change. Hey.
Just like you're on.
Sorry, that probably made a loud noise, but.
The show choir chord hold. Yeah, so she's a music artist, and she has collaborated with Jay-Z, and like she's from that. So then I ended up on a Reddit forum that was basically like very down the middle. People were like, you know what? Even people like Jaguar Wright, like a broken clock, they're right 2 times a day.
Yeah. It's just like, why should we believe anyone then, I guess? I don't know.
Why hasn't she been taken out
right. But also, why hasn't 50 Cent? Because he's been talking for years, right? He's always publicly hated Diddy.
I don't know. I don't keep up with the beefs. I just don't know. Like, she seems like 50 Cent is pretty well known.
Yeah.
Jaguar Wright is I'm sorry. I know that she has accolades, but to me, it's like I haven't heard about her until she went on Cat Williams' show to talk about Diddy.
Yeah.
Like what, a year ago? 6 months ago?
I don't know when, because honestly, I wasn't being served that content then.
On Piers Morgan, she has one on the record.
That's a big place to go.
Went on the record that she has 3 victims who have video footage from the freak-offs, and Beyonce and Jay-Z are in one of them doing awful things. So it's like, that's just so specific.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say that and be lying. Like, if you are going to say something like that, like,
did you watch the one I sent you yet?
Did you send me a new one?
Well, no, the one where she talks about Aaliyah.
No.
How she was like, Jay-Z and Beyonce have been drugging women, allegedly. Drugging women and putting them on planes. Mm-hmm. Sound familiar? Like Aaliyah.
Yeah.
And I was like, also on Reddit, people were like, yeah, but like, isn't it just known that there's a really seedy, awful underbelly in the industry, just period?
Yeah,
she was like, Harvey Weinstein, who's the dude that died in prison, had the island, lots of famous people.
Epstein.
Jeffrey Epstein, Diddy are all like,
it's the same
led
ring?
by Jay-Z. Sean Carter. She kept calling him Sean Carter.
Oh, so Jay-Z is supposedly the ringleader in this, allegedly. Anyway,
that's our Diddy corner. We can move past it. I just like, that's what I was like before you got here. I end up in that side, but I can't believe she was on Piers Morgan.
That's a big forum.
Yeah.
And to say that and not be telling the truth would be pretty wild to go on that big of a...
Well, yeah, because then they could sue her too for defamation, right?
Yeah, and I just feel like obviously, if you're saying those things, the feds are knocking at your door. So like, because they're like, are you going to give me the footage or what?
Right.
Like, so...
And... I didn't know this, but I guess if Diddy is convicted, he'll never be able to get out of jail.
No, because 120. So on top of the federal charges, he also has 120 victims suing him.
Oh, I didn't know it was that large.
I saw the number over 100. I guess I could be wrong. So that is alleged and don't come for me.
So this is like...
But there's a lot of people and
because he's younger, it's like what happened with Bill Cosby. The reason he remained out of jail is the statute of limitations was up by the time all of his victims came forward.
Oh, okay.
So that must be the difference here.
Right. There is like another person I've been seeing a lot on TikTok that is telling her story that she was underage when... You've probably seen this person also.
No.
I don't know enough because I don't think I've seen one where I've seen her name or heard her name, so I'm not sure. But I have seen another like person floating around publicly talking. So, yeah, I mean, I would imagine all the charges federally and civil, like all those lawsuits is a essay charge civil or criminal? It's criminal. It's criminal.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I would imagine he would never be getting out. It just hopefully the law actually like does what it's supposed to do, and he doesn't get off, on special treatment because he's rich and famous. But yes, I assume that like once the trials start, we will be talking about this more. So I feel like we'll
go live,
minimize it for now, because it's probably just going to keep going and going, and it's hard to get off the train of the information. Right. So
then moving past that for now.
Yes. I am late today because I was getting my nails done, everyone, and I just want you to know.
What color did you get? Black?
I got black because it's spooky season. No, I don't get black throughout the year. I go back from like a neutral pink, then black, then back and forth.
But for the summer,
the summer I tried to step out of my comfort zone and get like more colorful things. And then I was just like, I need to go back to what I know. So, but I was there and I was really late coming here for Alex. And so I'm publicly apologizing for that.
Late. You didn't get any like cute little pumpkins on your nails or anything?
No. I was going to get acrylics back on my nails, and I wanted to do like, how you do the white French tip?
Yeah.
I wanted to do a black tip.
Oh, yeah.
So I think maybe I'll do that like right before Halloween, possibly.
Cute. Well, careful, because we have a dodgeball game the day before Halloween.
Well, it would be short. I don't like to have long acrylic nails because I'm a sporty girl. I'm lifting weights. I'm playing dodgeball. Like I can't have.
No.
And I like to be able to TMI, but like I like to be able to go to the bathroom in a proper manner and not have to
finagle around some nails.
Correct.
I get it.
So, but that happened. Wait, I feel like I had something on my. Well, we do need to talk about dodgeball, obviously.
Obviously, we need to talk about dodgeball. So last night was our first game, and we crushed it.
We really did.
So there seems to, well, first of all, one of the refs, the one that was on the scorekeeping side, was like half there, half not, because he just kept messing up the score.
Yeah, I assume that those are newer judges.
No, he's one of the league managers.
Oh, I don't remember him from last season at all.
We played against him. He's on Not Ekansu.
Got it.
So I just thought they didn't like us. So I was just very over communicative because we were very good last night.
Yeah.
Like, guys.
It was so chaotic, though.
It was chaotic.
I was dissociating.
It was chaotic as hell, but we dominated. The final score on the record is 5-2. Some people on our team think it was 6, but I'm pretty sure it was 5. And because the last game, they had one person standing and the clock ran out. That would have been our 6th win.
Oh, I thought, well, doesn't that mean it's a win? Because we had more people on the court than they did?
Oh.
Yeah.
Then, yes, it would have been 6.
Yeah. But when I tell you I had no idea what the score was, because I was for real dissociating. Like, I don't know.
Lesson learned.
What was going on.
They all, like, you're supposed... I read the rule books. I read the rule book front to back, and it said for team captains, at the end of a game, both captains have to sign a ledger that states the score.
You agree on the score.
Yeah. And when I went up to them and I was like, where do I need to sign? They were like, sign what? And I was like, the score that we both captains agree to the score. And they both looked at each other and at me and they were like, no.
So did they just take that rule book from like the National Dodgeball League?
It's got to be because they don't follow it. I literally like studied that because I wanted to be the best team captain I could be. Lesson learned. You are the best team captain. Now we are going to just take a photo of the score at the end of the game, and then if it because everyone got the notification today 5-2, but it should have been 6-2.
Oh yeah. I have a complaint, and here's the thing. I feel like we've talked about this where Alex has noted my carrying of my shoes in. And although that's, to look cool, no, I'm just kidding. But like, I'm just conditioned for that from playing sports because you normally don't wear your shoes that you like play whatever sport in, like outside of that sport. The ones that I wore last night are shoes that I wear to work out in and stuff. So like, it's not that. I just personally like to wear slides. So whatever. But I have a good reason for doing that after last night, especially because the other team had someone that literally had to have walked through mud, let it dry.
It was crazy.
And then they just came to the gym like it was nothing. And then there was dried mud all over
Not
the
only
floor.
was there dried mud, but it was their team captain. And
you saw?
Yeah, I watched this happen. Sass made a throw. This guy put his foot up to block.
Yeah.
And I thought his shoe exploded. That was the moment the mud went everywhere.
I missed that, but I knew that it wasn't us because during our first game, we're on the one side and our side was completely clean.
Yeah.
But I saw pieces of dirt starting to show themselves. And I was like, what's going on here? And then when we switched sides, it was so slippery. I literally fell like a cartoon. My feet came up from underneath me. And
but you know what? The other team, they could have pummeled her and they didn't.
It was really nice because I put my hand up to try to like catch or something because I knew that they could just throw it at me right then. And the guy looked at me and just like showed mercy and let me get up and go back. And I was like, wow, that's really nice.
Because he knows it was their mud.
Yes. So, and it was so slippery. Like we could have honestly gotten hurt. Like whatever, I fell, but like for real, either team could have really hurt themselves. And so I need to make that known.
Okay, formal complaint.
Yeah, I should email.
Well, you let your captain know and I will email.
Okay, captain, can you email? Yeah, if they just put like a little like thing outside, like a little carpet or just like a, hey, make sure your shoes are clean.
Check
like, I
your
don't know. I
shoes.
thought we were adults and like that would be a normal thing that you do, but guess not.
Everyone played well. I was very impressed by everyone. Josh seemed to be having fun because you guys
He had a
ended up
great
coming
time.
out afterward.
Yeah, he was like, we can't go out. I have work to do. And I was like, all right, whatever you
And
need.
then I show up at the bar and there they are.
And then we were leaving and he was like, okay, we can go for one. No, he did really have a good time.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really fun season.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, I didn't know all of these guys were like so
Superstars.
athletic and so good at everything.
Yeah, 3 of our new members, Josh, Michael, and...
Jack.
Oh, I forgot about Jack.
And Alex.
No, who? Steve-O.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Even Abbas. Like...
Literally, like our guys are crushing it.
There was no fear in these newbies, except a little bit in Sid and Emma. I was like, guys, exactly how you're acting. That was me first game last season. I was literally
feel like I was a little like that. Like
yeah,
I was,
like,
it was just so chaotic, and it had obviously been a few weeks since we played, so I was just like forgotten a little bit.
Yeah,
it was so chaotic. Like we were trying to yell to help our new people. And so there was like yelling happening and then there was the music happening. The refs are trying to yell the countdowns. The other like court has people literally screaming. And I was like, all I could do was dissociate.
Yeah.
And so like, I don't think I did much the whole games and that's fine.
No, you did.
I had a couple things, but like
the thing with those refs too is they were very quiet and they didn't even try. They would be like 5, 4,
literally
3, and like.
And so we were trying to help our people, especially in the first game. I think Josh and another one of our boys, we were trying to be like, you have to throw it, you have to throw,
yeah,
and they were like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, everyone's
like
yelling
I can't
at us.
hear.
It was like. I turned to Karina when we were out at one point. I was like, I understand why Trent was so frustrated with us sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's like, but that's the hardest part about this game, especially in this gym, is knowing what to listen for. Yeah. And that's just going to come with time for them.
I think that we did tell them like, the strategy of having a ball on the left and right, but I don't know, or maybe I missed it. We didn't really say like, we're going to be saying ball left, ball right. Like the terminology we are going to use to tell you if there needs to be a ball.
We did to them exactly what was done to us. No one
and
explained
Josh goes,
the terminology.
You guys started screaming ball left and ball right, and like I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah,
and I was like, "Whoa, you're right. We should have like clarified. This is what the terminology that we're going to say is."
I mean, we did say it on. I did say that on the call that Josh didn't join, but
he did say this is probably my fault because I haven't like
we should reiterate
been a part of anything until this moment.
What we didn't reiterate was ball right, ball left. Sometimes when we were saying that, the person holding it would go that way. Instead of
and just like throwing it.
We are going to have designated people in the corners until they're out.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
When we say ball right, ball left,
just throw the ball
to that person.
Lessons learned.
Lessons learned, and we still won.
Yeah,
and it was very fun.
Crushed it. So I know you guys have all been really waiting to hear on.
We'll post a picture, not now because our shirts aren't in, but the shirts are pretty dope.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Guys, I'm not on my phone in a bad
you
way.
are on your phone.
Well, I am on my phone, but I'm not like texting. I forgot my computer, and so I have to look at my doc on my phone. So don't say anything about it.
Which is really just a small computer.
True. I haven't talked to the people since I flew to Atlanta and back.
Oh, right.
So
Your big
last weekend, we were supposed to perform at the Kroger Wellness Festival in Ohio. And because of the hurricane, there was lots of rain, and this was an outdoor festival.
North Columbus?
Cincinnati.
Oh, Cincinnati.
Yeah. And so we were supposed to perform on Saturday. We were leaving Friday during the day. We were going to get in at like 9 p.m. And then the next day we had like sound check early-ish. And then we like performed at like 1. And then it was like straight back, take a shower, straight back to the airport, come back. So it was already going to be a quick turnaround.
Yeah.
But we leave in the morning. We get to Atlanta and we have an hour and a half or something, or 2 hours until our flight. So we had dinner, and then we're walking to board the next flight, and Cameron gets a text saying that the event had been canceled. Like the whole festival, which I feel so bad. Like they had to have lost so much money because A-Rod was supposed to be a speaker, Chrissy Teigen, a really big like fighter, MMA fighter, or like whatever that's called.
Mayweather?
No. But I mean, no, Floyd Mayweather would have been like really expensive. This person is famous, but I don't think he's Floyd Mayweather famous.
Floyd Mayweather.
Kroger Wellness Festival. So luckily we didn't get on that flight, or we would have like had to wait until the next day to fly back. So we like immediately went into how do we get a flight back tonight mode. And we did end up getting one. So we literally just for 12 hours flew because we got back around the time that our flight left to leave LA.
Yeah.
So it was just like a nice little, jaunt to Atlanta and back.
Dustin
Poirier. Yes.
And Brianna Butler.
She basketball player?
WNBA.
Okay.
And Third Eye Blind and Jason Derulo.
Honestly, so I was upset that we weren't gonna be able to see Jason Derulo, which I don't know if he's done something bad then.
Also, justice for the fitness marshal, because you guys are not listed.
No, I know. I was like, okay, cool.
Wait, are you guys part of the move? Were you part of the move section?
Possibly. Not a name anywhere.
Not a name anywhere.
That's so weird. Yeah, who would have been there? So the biggest thing was because our stage was outside. So we were like,
it looks like the whole thing was outside.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. The whole thing was canceled. But before when it was on, Cameron was like, okay, well, it might be raining. Like if they don't cancel it, like you might have to perform in the rain. Like the stage should have a cover, but it's not to say you won't get wet at all.
Yeah.
If there's wind. And so I was mentally preparing for that the whole time.
That would have been. But
I wonder who would have even been there to like dance with us, or would it have just been? So when we performed in Dubai, like literally no one knew who we were. I mean, there actually was like we did have some followers there that kind of, stood in the very front row, maybe like 2 rows, which is crazy that anyone that lives near Dubai like knew that. But then the rest of the people just stood there, and I don't know if I've told this story, but there was like this was the World Expo. Yeah. World something Expo. So it was like a whole thing for like a year in Dubai that there was different expositions, installations of different like art and stuff, like
culture
from all over the world. So we are there performing, and like I said, a few people in the front row maybe, and then the rest was just a bunch of people just standing and staring and watching, like not dancing along with us, because I don't think they knew that's what they were supposed to be doing.
Yeah,
like
I feel
to them,
someone that doesn't know, it's just like a performance.
Yeah, because no one was like, it wasn't explained. It wasn't like there wasn't signs being like, this is a follow along dance workout.
Right.
Like, this is the fitness partial. This is what it is.
Man, they repeat their choreography a lot.
Literally. And why do these
Why
people
aren't they singing?
Yeah, and Caleb just like screaming things like his normal like catchphrases for the songs.
Yeah.
And so it was so awkward that we were just like pretending like it wasn't happening, but like we were just like, all these people are just staring at us, and
that's your time to just shine, baby.
Yeah. So that's what I felt like it was going to be. So I'm not saying that I'm like happy that it was canceled, but I feel like that it would have been awkward if no one knew who we were.
Well, I'm sure it would have been fun. It's still a bummer.
Yeah. I mean, I love like dancing and being on stage regardless. So like since we haven't done much this year, I was
and then
excited
you just spent
to
a
do
whole day
something,
in an airport, essentially.
which is the worst possible thing. I hate airports. Bring out the worst in me, and it brings out the worst in everyone else. Mm-hmm. In me, it's my attitude and my judgment, but in everyone else, it makes them act like they're not humans, and they've never
you forget like
been outside of their home.
How to be a human. They forget how to walk.
They forget how to talk.
They don't know what space is.
I know that I've ranted about this on any podcast I've ever been on. So I know that I don't need to redo it, but like I am unhappy when I'm in an airplane and an airport because I hate everyone.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Yeah.
What about you? What's happening?
Well, I've just been doing a lot of the same. I'm sad because my current, like, I go boxing. Everyone knows this. So, I take the Holy Trinity, Monique, Lo, and Selena.
Yes.
I would take from Melissa, but
I don't remember Lo. Sorry, but
you've never taken from Lo.
Okay.
You would know.
Okay.
I would take from Melissa, but her schedule she's like never, and she's the manager of all the coaches, so she's not in Sherman Oaks that much, but I will follow Monique because Monique kicks your ass.
Okay.
Anyway, so I was taking her class today. I took it in West Hollywood, but last Wednesday I took her sculpt class here in Sherman Oaks, and she was like, "Hey, I need to talk to you." And I was like, "Okay." She pulls me aside, like around the corner. She's like, "So next week is my last week." And I was like, what? I'm happy for her, though. She got a manager position at a different boxing gym.
Okay.
And in West Hollywood, I can't remember what it's called, but
Prevail.
Yes, she's the manager of Prevail.
That's the only other one I know.
And she was like, so I guess it's like Barry's. It's just like circuit training, but with
people
boxing.
Like it, yeah.
But then today at her class, she announced to everyone that she wasn't this class that I took today. Next week is her last class.
Okay.
And she was like, after class, so she like pulled me aside again. And she was like, come to Prevail. Just like, hit me up and come to Prevail. And I was like, I don't know, like actual sparring. I'm like, I love you actually spar with people.
Oh.
And she was like,
might be fun.
She was like, Alex, you're an incredible boxer. You would be really good at it.
Work.
And I was like, oh.
Oh, me?
I mean, okay, maybe I'll try it out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go try it out. But here's the thing. Because she's leaving, I'm wondering if Lo, short for Lauren, and Selena will get their classes back in Sherman Oaks. Because right now they're putting Lo only in Santa Monica. And I went 2 weeks ago to take with Emily, and it's just like I love it so much, and when I'm there I'm like, I'm so glad I came. But then 2.5 hours total of traffic just to go take a 50-minute boxing class,
horrendous. I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you ever consider coaching?
They're like at Box Union?
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't think so. So a guy that I went on a couple dates with is now a coach there, and he had told me the process of become a coach there. It was a while ago, so I don't know if it's changed, but it's like kind of insane.
The process?
Yeah. And also like Emily, our friend Emily, has applied, and she sent me a screenshot of like they ask you like, do you have any of these health conditions? And it is the craziest list of like, and you have to be honest, and it's like they really don't want anyone that has
heart palpitations.
Anything. Yes,
that's listed,
and I have them.
Why? That's why I said it.
Oh, I don't know. Sorry, I don't know if that's listed, but that would be a thing because I get them during class.
Okay,
can't have a coach passing out on stage. No, I don't know. I'm passionate about boxing for me. I don't know that I would be passionate about because I get listen, it is hard for me. The point of box union, you guys, is like, it's cardio boxing to the beat of music.
Yeah.
And
well, that's why I thought like you would also have fun making your playlist.
I would love making them. I want to make them for them.
Oh, you should.
So I was going to, Selena's boyfriend's a DJ and her mixes are on point.
Yeah.
I imagine he either helps or she's a dancer. And so is Lo. Their mixes are amazing. Monique's is really good too. But I wanted to offer that up. Be like, guys, just tell me the BPMs you need. Like, let me make you a mix.
Yeah, that'd be so fun.
But I get so frustrated because I would say 10% of the class has rhythm. You think that you have rhythm? Go to a boxing class.
Yeah.
Because you don't. I promise you, you don't have rhythm.
It is frustrating. The classes I've been to, there has been at least one person in my peripheral that is.
Oh, it's constant for me. And the thing is, like, I don't know how they just ignore it. Like, they're up there going, squat, down and up.
Yeah.
Down and up, and people are just.
Well, you can't get visibly frustrated because, like,
yeah,
you have to be.
I mean, they'll say things like, Monique will be like, we stay together,
we're
down
on beat
and up. But yeah, and also I think I would just be
like a news anchor.
You what?
I'm gonna lean up like this for a second.
That's cute.
My elbow was losing blood.
Oh yeah, well, you look cute.
Thanks.
I don't know. I think like I would just be too concerned with like I would be like I only want classes with people that have rhythm. You have to audition to take my class.
Are there like advanced newbie blah blah?
No. So like today in Box and Lift there were 3 people that had never taken it before, and she did spend time like helping one of the guys with his form because his form was really really bad.
Yeah.
And it's a lift class, so we're using weights. It's like we box for 5 rounds, we lift weights for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
And you're doing like sumo squats with weights, and he's just like bending his back in a way that is going to damage himself.
So with CrossFit, like if you've never done CrossFit before, like you are not allowed to take a class until you take, at least like at my gyms, you have to take like a couple weeks of fundamentals before you
I
can
feel like they should be doing that.
Do that in a regular class. Cause one, like you don't want to slow down the class because
for sure.
I mean, the coaches will go over, they'll be like, this is the movement, and they'll like demonstrate it just, as a quick refresher.
Yeah.
But like, you can't, one, you're going to hurt yourself. And 2, like they can't spend a bunch of time teaching you how to do a movement. Right. So like you have to do like a couple weeks of fundamentals where you learn all the basic movements, and then you can start taking regular classes, which I feel like they should do that because
100%.
Boxing is not like an innate thing, like you can go to like a yoga class and just kind of pick it up as you go,
for sure,
but boxing is like way more intricate,
and it's all about form.
And
it's like, especially when you're throwing 5s and 6s, like you have to keep your elbows at your side and be at the bag, or you're going to injure your back and your shoulders. And they say that every time, but there's still people reaching for the bag like this.
Yeah.
And it's like they come over and correct them, and as soon as the coach walks away, they're like,
yeah.
like
what
okay,
you just
you're
like,
not getting a workout here. You have to hit the bag to get a workout. You can't be like, anyway, so the answer is no.
One time I was there with a
coach.
girl. We've talked about this maybe just personally, but there was one time I went and there was a girl who was just like lightly like,
there are always people in the class
like,
doing
why are
that.
you paying for this?
I know.
I don't get it.
Yeah. So I love it very much. I'm obviously going to still go because Lo and Selena and Melissa, but I'm gonna try out Prevail.
Yeah, I know a lot of people like Prevail, so
I'm gonna see.
There also is one in either Sherman Oaks or Encino if you end up liking it. And
there's one on Magnolia in North Hollywood.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe it's not Prevail. The one next to El Tejano. No, I think it is Prevail.
I think it's Prevail. But there is one by me that, like, if you do start and then it's like you can't go to Selena's class, you don't want to drive to.
Monique.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Then there is like a couple in the valley that.
Well, we'll see because she's gonna be the manager of that studio.
Is she gonna be coaching though?
I don't know.
Yeah.
When she announced today, she said, "That's right, I'm getting a big girl job." So I don't know if it's like she's wanted this. I mean, she's been at Box Union forever.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for her. Like I'm happy for her. She seems very excited about it.
Yeah.
No, and I've just been working on myself. I haven't been sleeping because I'm doing I was telling Allison, I've been doing a lot of exercises right now in therapy that are really working. Like they're getting the demons out, but I'm having such bad sleep and very vivid dreams about the people that I'm working through. But I am noticing. So the other night I sent you a TikTok that.
Which one?
It had some people in it that I know, that we both know. And I was like, gag.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So Alex a month ago, that would have triggered me and sent me into like a really like sad, like,
Yeah, for sure.
I can't believe I'm missing out on this kind of place. After I watched it, I was like, wow. Like
these people are in the exact same
they're in the
spot,
same
and
spot.
you're moving forward. And
I was
that's
literally like, that is why it didn't work out for me, because I was never going to level up and like actually reach my potential. I thought that they were going to take me to my potential.
No.
And this is proof that they were never
literally
going
just
to.
doing the same.
But like, I literally, after I sent you that TikTok, I closed my eyes and I was like, where do I feel this? And I got so emotional, guys. This is like the therapy's, I can't even explain. It's so intense. I got so emotional because I recognized in my body that I wasn't affected by it. And I was like,
oh, like, and that was a new feeling that you not.
I can sense the progress. I was like,
That's so
I'm
good.
actually learning how to process things and let go of people that do not serve me.
Wow.
So, but in that, it's like coming out in my dreams. So I'm not sleeping
so scary.
well. And I'm trying real, and like, I'm obviously also part of this is no substances. So like,
not even a melatonin?
I have melatonin nightmares, so I can't do melatonin.
Oh yeah, but that's a thing, yeah.
And I tried it.
And no Benadryl?
I tried it. Benadryl probably would work for me, but I always have a Benadryl hangover.
How much do you take?
I tried.
No matter if you
I took a Xanax 2 nights ago.
Okay.
And I got an amazing night. I got 6 hours of sleep.
Okay.
But then I had the Xanax hangover all day. I was like, yesterday was like,
yeah.
And then,
you need to, Unisom is a different thing than Benadryl and melatonin.
Okay.
So
yeah.
there's a different, like it's a different ingredient. So you should maybe try that just once to see if you have a hangover from that.
Yeah. I'm willing to try anything. I got a tea. I'm going to try that tonight.
Sleepy time tea?
No, it's something else from Trader Joe's. But I know that it's because of this work, because it's like, because I'm in a group with 8 people, you guys, and 1, 2, 3, 4 of us are all having this exact same experience with our sleep right now.
Oh, really?
And I had a session today before Allison got here, and I knew about me and the other 2. And then one of the guys that is in my sessions on tonight, he was like, I'm not sleeping. I'm usually such a great sleeper. I'm not sleeping. I'm having the weirdest dreams. I was like, me and one of the women in the group were like, us too. So it's like obviously wild. A direct, and the lead in all this was like, this is going to happen, you guys.
Did she not tell you before?
No, she did.
Oh, okay.
Also, this is not permanent. This is something that's passing through me. But it is like, I am low energy today. And I had to make like 2 videos. And I was just like...
It's that's the creator life is like just like pretending
also,
to be.
That reminded me. So moving past. So anyway, whatever. My life is on an upward trajectory, and that's great. And then tomorrow I should finally get some like really good news about something that I've been long awaiting. Yeah. But I was on Facebook today and got served an ad of myself. Already that's happening.
Yeah, it's really.
I was like, just scrolling, and I was like, wait,
that's a jump
me.
Scare.
I was like, when did I post this? And it was from the brand, but I'm the target demographic, so I got the ad.
Yeah, that is a jump scare, and I'm sorry, because I would not be okay.
It was it was for skincare.
Sometimes I do see our own, sometimes I see our own videos randomly served, but really I just see what Caleb and Haley are posting, which is the same thing that I'm posting. And so it's like, and I cannot scroll fast enough. Like, I do not want to watch myself more than I already have to. I have also been low energy today. We had a sweat session, and I was also dissociating then. Like, I don't know what's going on right now, but I need to like chill out.
Tonight, the leader of tonight's group, she was like, well, last night was an eclipse. And she was like, I didn't sleep well last night either. It really could be like that. It could have been part of it. I was like, well, that could be. I'm just processing things and moving through and glowing up and excited for. I'm seeing abs for the first time ever.
Oh my gosh, you didn't show me.
Well, the grand reveal will be in December. No, but I am feeling,
because you are like eating like more like protein.
I'm eating 5 times a day.
Pretty crazy.
I meal
You're a growing
prepped
boy.
4 pounds of turkey.
Who are you?
Who am I? Also,
meal prepping in general.
I stopped. I didn't do chicken this week because I have known since I lived in Santa Clarita that I am allergic to chicken. But I've just refused. Yeah, I took like an extensive food.
Oh, allergy test.
Not allergy, food.
Sensitivity.
Yeah. And it was like the 2 main things were like egg whites and chicken breasts or chicken, white meat. But I was like, well, I'm not going to not eat chicken. So I guess I'm just going to live with it. But last week I was like, I feel a little like maybe there is like after I eat my meal prepped chicken, there's like a couple hours of me feeling a little like, ugh. Let me just try. So I just did just straight up turkey and have felt none of those feelings.
All right.
So I made 2 pounds of taco meat.
Yeah.
And 2 pounds of just like this seasoned turkey that I eat with rice and vegetables.
Taco meat with ground turkey or taco meat
ground
with
turkey.
Like meat?
No, it's
beef?
all ground turkey. It's
and
just,
you have been cooking more lately, which is very exciting for you.
I'm cooking once a week.
There was some weeks where you didn't even do that.
Most of my life, never. And because I do still eat eggs, that's why I was like, let me not have eggs and chicken if they're both something I shouldn't be eating according to that test. So I am still eating eggs in the morning. Like I'm eating breakfast. I'm waking up hungry.
Work.
I am.
You're not like a protein shake guy though, right? Like you're not like a pre-made.
I am. Yeah, I'm drinking a protein shake before bed. That's like my 5th thing I consume.
Yeah.
And I'm also not limiting like I'm still gonna have a chocolate chip cookie anytime one is in front of me.
Yeah,
Karina brought me a treat today.
Yum.
Those Bambas like peanut butter thing with the chocolate.
Yeah.
Like it's not about that. It's just about me getting the amount of protein I need.
Yeah.
And eating enough.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it now since I started Burn, so 4 weeks. And it is showing.
Work.
And I think if it weren't for that, this sleep deprivation,
Yeah.
would be, oh my God, Jesus, fuck. I think it'd be way worse.
Yeah.
But
well,
yeah.
I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
I have 2 things that I need to talk about.
Okay, great. And then I have a new segment for us that is
I'm excited. I don't know what it is.
in the realm of our podcast. So
that's good.
it's pop culture related.
Well, one thing I need to say is I saw a TikTok that said that The Notebook changed the ending on like streaming platforms.
Okay, well, I've never seen it.
I'm so sorry. What?
Never seen it. I feel like it'll make me, and if I watched it right now, it wouldn't be good for me.
No, I mean, it is sad at the end, but like,
I know that they end up
that's
together.
wild.
I know that they dated in real life. And I know that the
Oh
old
my
woman
God.
just recently passed. I saw her in the memoriam at the
Yes.
Emmys.
My Roman Empire is when Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams were dating and they won Best Kiss at the MTV Movie Awards. And they go up on stage and Maroon 5, She Will Be Loved is playing. And they go to opposite sides. You haven't seen this? I'm going to show you. They go to opposite sides of the stage and then he goes like this to her. And they run up and she like jumps in his arms and they kiss because they won the award for Best Kiss.
Is that something that happens in the movie?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, not the like come
the run
here,
and jump.
but she does jump in his arms and they kiss
They really
passionately,
milked it.
but they were dating at the time. And so it was like so cute. And I used to watch that like all the time after the fact because I was like, this is the cutest thing I've ever
Do you
seen.
think they actually dated or do you think it was like a Robert Pattinson, Kristen Stewart kind of thing?
I think they actually dated.
Okay. Cute.
Because that was such a formative movie to like go through and be like in
How
such
could you
love.
not fall in
How
love?
could you not with Ryan Gosling? Like, get out of here.
Yeah.
But that's my Roman Empire. And that's a side note.
Okay.
But I watched this TikTok where this girl was like, I was watching The Notebook and like, I know this is not a Mandela effect. I know that at the end of this movie, the whole thing is, spoiler alert, she has Alzheimer's or dementia. And so she wrote a book for him to read to her that is the story of their love. Okay. And so every day they live in the same like assisted living, and every day he will like go to her and he will read, not every day probably because that's giving like 50 first dates, but like often he will start and he will read the story of their love, and then like every once in a while she will like remember, and they get to have these moments where she remembers who he is, and like they like
she wrote a book or she wrote it in a notebook?
Well, sure, she wrote it in a notebook, but it is like it's the story of their love.
Got it.
Like
okay.
it looks like a book.
Oh.
It's not like a, spiral bound notepad.
Yeah. It's not like a tablet.
No. It's like he closes it and it says like the story of our love on the front. Like
So
it was
where's
like
the word notebook come in? Okay, this is not the point. Continue.
I mean, it might be a notebook, but it looks like pretty enough that it's a book. No, I think it's handwritten.
Got it. So it's a notebook.
But it's not like a college ruled like
Was it
spiral bound thing.
Was it that she kept a bunch of notebooks and then put them all into this one book?
Possibly.
I just want to know where the name
It's
came
really
from.
not talked about. Like it's like a little like
The
shot.
title of the movie is not talked about.
It's just a shot of him like after he finishes like the last, the story, he closes it and then it says the story of our love written by Allie, whatever her last name is.
Why is it called The Notebook? Okay, continue while they look this up.
So she gets very combative because she's like, who is this man in my room?
Doesn't she die?
I'm getting there.
Oh, sorry.
So they have a night where he like is reading the story to her and she remembers, and he's visiting her in her room and she's like, do you think our love can make miracles? And he's like, I think our love can do anything. And so she was like, do you think our love can like take us together to die? Because they're very old.
She says, you want to die with me?
Hey, you want to die right now?
Hey, I don't want to do this alone. Do you think we could die together? How romantic.
Well, he had a heart attack like 2 nights before. So like he was close too.
Okay. Didn't know that part. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Sorry. I didn't put that in there. But so then it's like he gets in bed with her and then they just hold hands and like cuddle. And then in the morning, the nurse comes in and sees them and they're both dead in the bed. But this TikTok, it's
okay.
so funny. This TikTok was like, I was watching The Notebook and like they didn't die. Like they just like woke up and she was like, I don't know what happened, but like I think that they have an alternate ending that they have changed to this on streaming.
Did she show a clip?
No, but I was like, I need to see this. So
because as you remember it, they're dead. They're dead?
Yes. Okay. Because what else? Like what would be the point of a movie where they just like wake up the next morning and then like what, she just like still doesn't remember him, and that's even more sad than them dying together. I feel like is just like, oh well,
same old, here we go.
Yeah, I don't know. So I saw that it was available on some streaming. I think it's now on Netflix or Hulu. So I fast forwarded to the end.
Okay.
And I watched it. It was the same ending. So either this girl clickbaited me or somewhere out there
is an alternate ending.
If
you come
and
across.
I am just like baffled by why that would exist. But if anyone knows and if anyone's seen the alternate ending, please let me know. But I just needed to talk about it because what a weird thing.
Also, it's called The Notebook because it refers to a notebook that Noah keeps. Who's Noah? Is that Ryan Gosling?
That's Ryan Gosling. But like on the front of the notebook, it says like, it was written by Allie. So, but it's his, like it's a gift to him, I think.
Let's see what Reddit has to say. The title of the notebook refers to the notebook that Noah keeps, which is a central symbol of his love for Allie. In the notebook, Noah records his thoughts, memories, and experiences. So it's his notebook.
I swear to you that on the front of it, it said written by Allie, whatever her last name is.
Separated by social class? What is this movie?
I cannot believe you've not seen this movie. She was really rich and he was like a working class kid and he tries to get her to date him and she finally says yes and then they fall in love. But then
she thought she was too good for him? Or just like,
oh, well, her like parents did.
Okay.
And so then she starts dating, what's his name? Are you looking up the cast?
I am typing it in.
I think it's the guy that is whatever you're about to see.
I forgot it's on Broadway. I have listened to the music from Broadway.
Didn't even know that.
It's tearjerker, let me tell you.
Yeah.
It's James Marsden.
James Marsden, yes. I was gonna say in Hairspray, and that would have been right. That's me.
What does the Notebook look like in the Notebook?
This is such a rabbit hole that I can't believe you've never seen this.
Yeah. What does the Notebook look like in the Notebook? Okay, all I'm seeing are pictures of these two kissing.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Nicholas Sparks.
Yes.
Well, it's gonna have a sad ending then, huh?
It sure does.
Why are there no pictures of the Notebook?
Hey Siri. Does Allie write the Notebook in the Notebook? Noah tells their narrative from a notebook that Allie wrote for him as a gift. I was right.
Okay, that's nothing I'm reading. So
that's
everything's
the
fake
alternate
on the internet.
ending.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just need to talk about that. So if you guys know anything, let me know. Now, in other movie news, Josh and I watched
very long.
Challengers.
It's 2 hours. Okay, go ahead.
Once you're like out of the headspace you're in, I need you to watch it. And I will come and watch it with you
I'll watch it.
in January.
I mean, like, yeah, because I would, and you know how much I love Titanic. I couldn't even watch. I tried to watch Titanic the other night, and I was like, no.
Okay, well, in January it's on, and we're watching The Notebook. Okay. But so Josh and I watched Challengers. Have you seen it?
No.
Okay,
Isn't it very horny?
Yes, but not in the way that you think it is. Like this movie ended and we were like, we got duped. The marketing of this movie, much like Dune, where they're like, Zendaya's in this movie, come see us, and then she's in it for like 30 seconds. The first one.
Yeah.
We feel like that's what happened. Like she is in this whole movie, but the movie is not like
it's about the bros, right?
It's about the bros and it's very gay.
Oh, they're gay?
They're not gay, but it's very like
gay tension.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, the one scene in the trailer where they're all kissing?
No. Oh, yes. In the hotel room or something.
So like for both of us, we were like, okay, this movie seems to be that like she was a good tennis player. She's like now coaching these two guys. One of them is her husband. One of them, like we didn't really know the correlation.
Okay.
But we're like, she seems to be coaching these two and they're competing against each other. And like the tension, I feel like from the trailer was like, that's where the tension is lying. It's like she's coaching these two people and then like somehow they have a threesome. And it seemed very horny.
That's what the trailer conveys.
Am I wrong?
No, I'd agree.
Okay. So we go into it thinking that, and we're like, what? We're like so interested in like how we get to this spot of this movie. And very early, it's like, oh no, like it's giving Saltburn, and where like one of the guys is like, feels like he's more into the other guy.
Oh, right.
So
like she's obsessed with him, but it's
I guess
not because
spoiler alert too, because this is a new-ish movie. So here's a 5-second countdown if you don't want to hear.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Okay. So she's married to one of these guys. What you learn is that she used to date the other one.
Oh, okay.
When they were younger. She was a really good college tennis player. She gets injured and can't play anymore. So tore
her shoulder.
So she is like, no, her knee. Oh. So she's dating the other guy in college. Okay. And then something happens, and then she ends up marrying the other one. Okay. But the flashback of the threesome is when they're in college and she first meets these two. The two were best friends. The guys are best friends. She meets these guys. They're both trying to sleep with her because they're, they both like her.
So the threesome's from back then.
It's from college. And the threesome, it's not even a threesome. They sit on that bed, they kiss like that, and then she sits back and they kiss. And she's just watching them. And then she's like, oh, you guys like kissing each other too much? I'm out. So she just leaves. Like, it's not even a full, thing. And they marketed like, you're seeing all these people do it. Yeah. Basically. And that's not what happened. And then, like, the rest of it, like, kind of reminded me of Saltburn without the, like, grossness of Saltburn. It was like, these guys...
There was no sex with a grave?
Unfortunately not.
No.
But it was like, oh, these guys have this like sexual tension, but also they like love her, and it's like, what's going on? And then there is no ending. Oh, it's the most frustrating movie. And I went to look at the reviews because it ended, and Josh and I were like, we hated that movie. That was not good.
Bad.
And like Zendaya, we love and we know is good, and we're like, why did we get duped to watch this?
Yeah.
Just because Zendaya's in it. So yeah, there's no ending. And I looked up on the online, and everyone was like, it's so artsy and like the metaphors. And I was like, no, I don't want that.
Well, we'll see if it's nominated for any Oscars.
It probably will be.
Probably.
But I just hated it, and I needed to tell you.
I've never seen it.
But maybe I'm not smart enough to get the metaphors. But I don't want to have to like think that hard.
Yeah, for sure.
I just want, because I feel like Saltburn was artsy, if you will, but it was very clear at the end, like why this guy did what he did.
It was like
To
it
get
had
the
a
money and the
full round of,
power.
like, yeah.
He was like,
He played a
I'm going
long
to screw
game.
all these people over, like in these crazy ways, but
For
I'm
as
going
long
to
as
get
it
all their
takes.
money and all their power, and I'm going to figure out how to do it. And then you saw it happen, and you were like, okay,
Yeah.
he did it.
It was entertaining.
Yes. No.
No.
So that's my review of Challengers.
Love it. Did you see Hocus Pocus 3 is in production?
You sent it to me, and I'm
right.
very excited about that.
So I was like, is this real? I went to all their IMDb's. It's on all of their IMDb's.
Which I didn't. I thought if they did another one, that three of them.
Oh,
Wouldn't
I
be
thought
in it.
maybe you could get. I thought maybe you could get Kathy and.
Bette Midler,
Yes, I was like, but there's no
Sarah
way
Jessica?
Sarah Jessica's gonna come back to this.
SJP. What else is she doing?
And just like that, has another season
Yeah,
about to
because
come out.
everyone loves it so much.
Yeah, I hate it so much.
Oh, I thought you did.
No, I like it.
Oh, I thought you were like, who? I guess there must be another podcast I listen to that hates it.
Well, they're apparently making we don't have to get into Sex and the City talk, but yeah, apparently it's changing a lot for next season. You know what? I was excited for it to come back, but now I'm kind of sad about
What?
Sex Lives of College Girls. That was such a good show,
I didn't watch it.
but Renee's not in the new season.
Right. That was the controversy, right? She left
Yes,
because her music career is about to take off.
I don't know why actually.
Oh.
I think she got very famous.
I thought that it was like she like started to like see that like her schedule was gonna not let her do that anymore, so she just like stepped away.
Her
But
character is huge in that though. Wait,
I never watched
You
because I
should watch
thought
it.
that like it was too young for me. I think.
no. You would like it. I think you should watch it. HBO, easy watch, 30 minutes.
Work. Well, I keep saying work today, and I need to stop. Like it is in my vernacular, but I've said it way too much today.
It is nothing. It has something to do with the segment I'm gonna be.
Okay, well, let's just get into it.
Okay, so here's the thing. It's funny that you keep saying work, Allison, because
Work. I need
I
to take a drink of this. I'm
was
parched.
watching RuPaul's Drag Race, and I thought, I know a lot of the phrases that are in like the queer vernacular come from ball culture. And so I just started looking into that, and it started with the word work. For me, I was like, work. I like, what are
We
words?
watched that documentary together, didn't we?
Paris is Burning?
Yeah.
I think we did, yeah.
Okay.
And sure enough, work comes from ball culture like forever ago. So that mixed with the fact that when I think about you, I think about history because you're obsessed with it.
Okay.
I was like, oh, you know what is something that fascinates me is like, what's the origin of things?
Mm-hmm.
And so that sent me down a rabbit hole of like, let's look up, I wanted to find out like, I wanted to look up the origin of a bunch of pop culture references or words or just anything. I just started making a long list.
Okay.
And I would like picked some from this list to see if this is something fun we like to do. So this is a segment that I'm calling Pop Culture Origins.
Love.
And some of them are pop culture and some of them are just like interesting to know.
Okay.
So I'm going to, if you're ready, I'm going to get started. And
Let's
the way
do
I'm
it.
going to do it, like I have the facts, but I'm going to see if you, like what your wildest guess would be where something came from.
Okay.
Okay.
I fear that I'm gonna not know anything, but we'll see.
I think you'll think it's pretty fun though. These facts are pretty cool.
Okay.
So the first and obvious one that I thought would be a good one is the origin of the word selfie.
The origin.
Yeah. So like where did it first come from? Why is it part of our vernacular now?
Okay, so the first time that I feel like I'm aware of selfie
Like as a word.
as a word was in MySpace
Okay.
when we had our digital cameras and we had to put a profile photo up. And so we started like you had to take a photo of yourself. You didn't have front-facing cameras on phones, so you would turn your digital camera around and take a photo of yourself.
So you just kind of, when you think of that, the origin of it, you think of that time.
Yes,
Okay.
because it's like, it would be like, what do you call a photo, what you're taking a photo of yourself?
Yeah.
It's myself, so a selfie. Because then also the millennials, we said ussies when we took a
true.
picture with multiple people.
Well, you're not far off.
Okay.
The first known use of the term selfie was by an Australian man named Nathan Hope in 2002.
Okay.
Okay.
That was MySpace time, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
We were 12. So yeah, like I feel like I got MySpace when I was 13.
I really don't remember that, but I know that it was like early high
Yeah.
school.
Well, we were
Middle
12.
school? Middle school.
Yeah.
Like
9/11
seventh
had just
grade.
happened.
Like seventh grade.
He posted a photo of himself on an online forum after an accident and captioned it with, quote, "And sorry about the focus, it was a selfie."
I can see that because I feel like the
It
Australian...
feels like an Australian word, right?
Yeah, I feel like the accent and yeah, I can see it.
Although he claims he didn't coin the term internationally, his post is considered the earliest recorded use of the word selfie.
How did someone find that? Like,
I don't
what?
know. And obviously now it's just a part of our...
Yeah.
It's in the dictionary now.
Yeah, I mean, I say it at least like every other day, probably.
Yep. So that's selfie, everyone.
Cool.
Okay, so the next one that I was like on my list that I thought would be fun is like shots. When we take shots, where did that come from? Who thought to do shots of alcohol? Obviously, I knew that it was probably something very old.
Yeah.
But like to call it that, and why that?
Okay, so you just gave me a hint that it's old.
Sure, yeah. So why do you think shots are called shots?
Okay, so this makes me feel like we're going all the way back to like Prohibition, like the 1920s.
Okay.
No.
Sure.
Does that mean it's older than that? So, I mean, I'll say early 1900s.
Okay.
As a general time.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like maybe this is kind of like Beyond Balderdash. Is that why you came up with this? Okay. So my guess is that during a war, which I guess...
Which we know lots about.
which would be before the 1900s, I guess. Let's say it's the Civil War.
Okay.
I feel like either you got shot and they gave you a shot of like whatever alcohol, probably like rubbing alcohol, to be honest, to take away the pain. That's one guess.
Okay.
Two,
that's a good guess.
It could be before you go to battle, quick shot to take the edge off before you go in.
Yeah, I think like before I looked into this, my assumption was it's the action of doing it is like shooting.
Yeah.
It's just a shot.
Like
so
a quick shot of...
So I thought it was going to be that. I thought it was going to be something really simple. So it's actually pretty fun.
Okay.
So although it's not 100% conclusive, the most popular theory suggests that in some parts of the American West, cash was scarce. And when people couldn't afford to pay for a drink in a saloon, they would offer a bullet or a shot in exchange instead of payment, which was roughly equivalent in value to a glass of whiskey.
Okay.
Over time, the term shot became associated with a small amount of alcohol.
So did they give them less, or was it still like a pint glass?
No, so a bullet was... Well, a glass of whiskey is not a lot.
Oh, whiskey.
Yeah.
Sorry, in my mind I was thinking beer.
No.
Sure.
So it was equivalent to the same price. So people would exchange a bullet.
Because you could melt down the bullets to like make other bullets?
It was the Wild West. You know, the name for their guns.
Oh, I thought once a bullet was shot, it was done for forever.
It doesn't say a shell. It says a bullet.
A bullet. You're right.
I literally think they just would like
take one out of their revolver. Here
exactly.
it is.
And then get some whiskey. And I was like, that's fascinating.
Honestly, yeah.
Right?
So that would be the 1800s.
Yes. Moving into more specifically pop culture, I have a couple more. So in film and television, I think you do know this, but if you don't know this, in film and television, you guys, when you get to the part of shooting that you're at the end and there's only one shot left, the first AD or the director will yell martini shot. Mm-hmm. Do you know why they call it that?
You know what? I feel like Karina has explained this before, and my memory being so terrible, I feel like I can't remember what she said, but it makes me, oh man, dang it. I wish that I was better at memory. But I feel like if I'm remembering, did they bring the director a martini because it was like a celebratory thing that it was the
There are
end?
actually a handful of different stories about this.
Okay.
So I had to do some digging. And the one that I think you're thinking of is a lot of times people associate it with, I think, Dean Martin. And he was like the one that he would have a martini to like end when they were getting to the end of the shooting day. So they'd be like, oh, he's got his martini. It's got to be the last shot.
Got it.
But like the most credible reasoning is the term martini. Here, everyone, the term martini on a television or movie set refers to the final shot of the day's filming. Its origin credited to Hollywood director and actor Dean Martin. Oh yeah, I'm reading it to you right now. Though this is likely more of a playful association than a documented historical fact, the martini shot suggests that once the last shot is completed, it's time for the crew to relax and unwind, often with a drink. It became a lighthearted way of signaling the end of a long day on set, associating the end of the workday with reward and leisure, like enjoying a martini.
Okay.
In the same vein, I don't know if you know about this one though, the shot before the martini is often referred to as the Abby Singer shot. Did you know this?
No.
So they would yell out Abby Singer, and this is named after the assistant director Abby Singer, who was known for announcing when they were only 2 shots left in the day to prepare the crew efficiently.
So was it like she just started doing that? Like wasn't.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. It
So
wasn't a practice before.
Right. It was just this director was known for it. So then they call it like the Abby Singer shot.
Okay.
And people would be like, okay, we're getting there. We're close.
Nice.
So,
Cute.
yeah. Okay. And then last one that I thought would be fun is, why do you think film and TV roll out a red carpet? What's the origin of the red carpet?
Okay. So my guess is that when everything was still in black and white, because I do feel like I know something about black and white films, like their makeup was actually like
Very intense.
Yeah, and it wasn't black because black looked different in the film. So I feel like it was red or something, like their eyeshadows and stuff. Like in real life, it was be red because that looked better in the film. So I want to say that when photography was still in black and white and they were doing red carpets for old-timey movies, that the reason it was red because it showed up as black in the photos.
Okay, so I like the way you're thinking. No, but
dang it.
So there's actually a whole thing that I didn't include in this because, I'll explain. But red carpet actually goes as far back as like Roman times, and it was like a royal color that they would roll out for royal events. It's a long.
Oh
thing
yeah,
to read
like
about.
duh.
But
now that I think of that,
but the modern use, which is what I was more curious about. The modern use of red carpet for celebrities and high-profile events began in the early 20th century. One of the first notable uses was in 1922 when Sid Grauman, whose theater is in Hollywood, rolled out a red carpet for the premiere of
Gone with the Wind. Wait, older than that?
No.
Don't tell me. Oh.
Older than Gone with the Wind? No.
You looked at me like I was going to
No, I was just going to say guess. Your guess is Gone with the Wind. You're not going to guess this.
Okay.
Robin Hood. At the Egyptian Theater in Hollywood. You've seen it. It's
on Sunset?
No, it's on Hollywood. It's like I'll point it out next time, but you know in Disneyland the bathrooms that are like Egyptian themed on Hollywood in that part? Yeah, that's the Egyptian Theater. They just made them into bathrooms in Disneyland. But it is on Hollywood Boulevard and they do have premieres there sometimes, but it's like
is it which direction?
If you were leaving Grauman's,
if I'm looking at it or if I'm looking...
No, if you're leaving and you're looking at Hollywood Boulevard, turn left.
Okay.
Cross the street. Go down 2 blocks.
Okay.
It's by MI. It's like the school I went to.
Oh, so it's not past Highland.
No. It is past Highland.
Okay.
Yeah. This event marked the beginning of the association between red carpets and glamorous, exclusive occasions in the film industry.
Love. Sometimes they change up the colors now.
Yeah, like at Avatar, they were blue.
Yes.
But they always be rolling out red carpets for the Oscars.
True. Is that always at the... No, that's not at the Chinese Theater, is it? Did we say that still?
It's Grauman's Chinese Theater, yes. But no, it's used to be the Kodak Theater. Now it's the Dolby Theater. That is where the Oscars are.
I have not been to a movie there, and I would like to.
I just learned last night that Angela worked there. Like for a long time, she worked at Grauman's Chinese Theater.
What I do think is cute is when you go in the mall right there, they have all of the winners of Best Picture You know this. I guess I'm just telling them. Like down all the columns in the mall, and they have all of the like subsequent ones that are blank still for when they add them. And for some reason I really like that.
Another fun fact is, so that's if you guys watch the Oscars, the grand staircase, that's what she's referring to. They literally install drapery like the week before the Oscars, so it doesn't look like a mall. But if behind those drapes, it's literally stores.
Yeah.
And the grand staircase, they lay red carpet all the way up it. So fun fact, when I went to school in Hollywood at the time, my school was renting out one of the right by the entrance to the Dolby upstairs, was renting one of those spaces. So I got to do all my vocal performance classes up there.
Oh, cool.
Imagine little Alex coming from Indiana being like, I get to perform every week in the then Kodak Theater.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is fun.
Cute.
Yeah, Angela was like, so she used to work at Grauman's Chinese Theater, and she's like, at the end of the night, they would bag all of the popcorn and then put it back in the warmers the next day.
Ew.
And that was because they would have so many.
Was it touched by anyone?
No, just like in the thing. But she said it was because they would have so many premieres there. They would need so much popcorn that the machines just like couldn't physically keep up with that. So they would just have to have popcorn on the ready.
Yeah. Did she say that it was haunted?
I didn't ask. She didn't say.
Do you think it just feels old, and it just feels like,
I've never seen a movie there,
you know, like
either.
the ghost of like Marilyn Monroe, like she just pops over from the Roosevelt and she's like, I'm just going to like hang out in here for a while, and then I'm going to go back to the Roosevelt.
We'll have to talk to her and see. We'll have to see what she says.
Yeah.
So that was my little origin corner I thought would be fun.
I actually really liked it. And you have more that we can do other times?
Yeah, I do.
I like it.
Okay.
So we don't have any speak pipes, but we do have birthdays.
Lay 'em on me.
It's not much.
What is the day?
It is October 7th.
So Karina's birthday was yesterday, and Harry's birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday. So we have Simon Cowell, will be 65.
Okay.
Louis Capaldi will be 28. And like he removed himself.
I'm not ready.
Yeah. Didn't he from like
removed himself?
From like fame.
Oh.
Right? Not from Earth.
I don't know. Yeah, it was rough for him.
Because I feel like people talk, you know, I've refrained from talking about Chappell Roan today because that's another person that we talk about a lot, and I do have more to say, but like I think you guys just know my thoughts, and like I want to love her so badly, but like I also just like don't understand her, but I also am giving her the space to feel the way that she feels.
It's nice of you.
But like it would be like a revolving door if I just keep talking about her. So, but in someone talking about Chappell Roan, I heard someone be like, well, Louis Capaldi like didn't like, you know, the celebrity life and just like, you know, went into hiding or like removed himself from the public eye. And I don't know if he's gonna release more music or not, or if he's doing it.
I haven't heard or seen.
Like, you know, under a pseudonym. I don't know. Maybe I'm making this up. Maybe whoever I heard it from was lying. So I guess that's alleged. But like, I haven't heard it from him in a minute, right? So,
I haven't heard it from him either.
Do you know even who he is?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. So next is Tony Braxton.
How old did Louis Capaldi turn though?
He turned 28. Or is turning 28.
Baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tony Braxton, do you want to guess?
Tony Braxton is a little older than my parents. So I feel like she is 67.
Younger.
60.
No, younger.
Oh yeah. Her sister Tawanda is older.
Oh. Did you watch her show?
The Braxton Family Values? Yeah, because and Tracy passed away, and it's just like,
oh my gosh.
Tamar Braxton went through a lot.
Love. She won Big Brother celebrity.
Did she?
Mm-hmm.
She deserves it because Vince, her husband, was awful to her, and he's Lady Gaga's manager. And listen,
this is lore that I did not know.
The Braxton Family Values was my favorite show.
That tracks.
Love them so much. Anyway, she is 55.
57.
Okay.
Have I ever told you about how I saw her in her debut?
I want to apologize for aging you 10 years, Tony Braxton, because you do not look even 57.
I saw her, maybe not her Broadway debut, but in her debut night in Aida.
Chicago? She was in Aida?
She was.
Did she replace Heather Headley? Or
possibly.
Was it okay.
Because it was a long time ago that I saw this. And it wasn't her best night.
Well, that's a very high part.
Yeah.
And Toni Braxton is like a tenor.
Yeah, it was. Well, I feel like that's just a wide range because Heather Headley's so good. Because like the first note of I am here to tell you.
It's pretty low.
I feel like, right? Or was I singing the guy's part just then?
No, you are right. Aida's
pretty low.
is a range.
Yeah, but it was her opening night, and it wasn't the best. But like, I love her, so it was fine.
Yeah. Love you, Toni.
Fine. So that's her birthday. John Cougar Mellencamp
From Indiana.
from Indiana.
Born in the USA. God, he's got to be like 78.
A little lower.
72.
73.
Okay.
Do you know who else I learned is from Indiana, which tracks? And
Larry
not in a good
Bird.
way.
Not in a good way?
Not in a good way.
No, who?
The cult leader, Jim Jones.
He's from Indiana?
He's from Indiana.
What part?
I don't know. Hey, Siri. Where's Jim Jones from?
Jim Jones was born in Crete, Indiana.
Crete?
Where's that? Crete? I have to look it up.
Yeah, where's Crete, Indiana?
Do you think it's Creet?
I think it's southern for sure. It's definitely southern Indiana.
Oh, I was spelling it wrong. It was Crete.
Oh, okay. But it is pronounced Crete?
Crete. It is very middle on the line to Ohio.
Oh.
So like, well, now I can go to the map now that I know how to spell it.
Very middle on the line to Ohio.
Crete. Indiana. Unincorporated community. What does that mean?
That tracks.
It just like is
so
like
unincorporated community is like Lake Arrowhead. They don't plow the streets.
so they just abide by their own. Is it a cult itself?
No, it's just like you gotta like take care of business yourself.
Okay, so the closest larger cities, it's like a little bit north of Richmond, probably like 30 minutes north.
Okay.
And it's like probably 30 minutes from Greenville, Ohio.
Okay.
So
All right.
there you
Well,
go.
awesome.
If you guys don't know who Jim Jones is, let me just let you know that he was a cult leader. Do you think there's someone out there that doesn't know?
Maybe.
Okay, so I'll give you the quick spiel from Wikipedia. Jim Jones was an American cult leader and mass murderer who led the People's Temple between 1955 and 1978 in what Jones termed revolutionary suicide. Jones and the members of his inner circle planned and orchestrated a mass murder-suicide in his remote jungle commune at Jonestown, Guyana in November 18th, 1978. Jones and the events that occurred at Jonestown have had a defining influence on society's perception of cults. Basically, he decided he wanted to be a leader, and he said, "Hey guys, join my religion or join my whatever. I will keep you safe because the rest of the world is going to hell, and I will lead you down the right path." And then they had so many people join that they had to, and like the government was like kind of coming after them, so they had to move down. Is Guyana South America? Central America?
I don't know.
Somewhere down there. And they bought all this land and they said, this is our new city. And it's called Jonestown, which obviously he's a cult leader, so he's going to name it after himself.
Yeah.
And then the feds were kind of on his ass and they brought someone like some leader down, like the vice president of the United States, but like someone pretty high up in like American.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yes.
It was some like large like political person, and he took like people down, and they were like, "We're gonna try to like get people out of this, and we're gonna try to also peep in, and so we can have stuff on him to like actually like press some kind of charges or whatever." They go down, and people are like, "Hey, can you help us get out of here?" Basically, and they were like, "Yeah." So. And then Jim Jones was like, "Hey, I never said these people can't leave. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, they can leave whenever they want." That was a lie. So when the political leader tries to take people back in an airplane, out pops a bunch of Jim Jones's people, and they kill everyone.
Crazy.
And then Jim Jones goes back, and he's like, "Hey, this is the time we've been prepping for. I told you we might all have to kill ourselves. Today's the day, basically." And I got this from another podcast. Like I've obviously known about Jim Jones,
Yeah.
but what I learned is that in history, I feel like we're all taught like all these people willingly drank this
Rat poison, essentially.
juice
Yeah.
that to kill themselves, and they all willingly, like, you know, the bottle girl came around and like they all took their shot glass, and then at the same time they said, woo, actually, like, most people didn't want to die, and so they started resisting. And one, they started with the kids. So then after all these like adults saw all their kids dead, they were like, what, we don't want to do this anymore. And then like all of his, like, you know, military people just started forcing people and like injecting it or like forcing it down their throats or whatever. Cause like when they found their bodies, they found wounds and like strangulation and cuts and like broken limbs and stuff. Like there was obviously struggles from these people, but I don't know what the percentage, like some people did survive, I think.
Oh, okay.
I think a few people did, but obviously most people did die, including Jim Jones himself. So because he knew the feds were on him. So that's the short story. But like, of course he's from Indiana.
Yeah, of course.
How many cult leaders do you think are from Indiana?
Well, considering I was part of one.
I know, we love to bring it back. We're going to end this in a second, but I do need a quick Google on how many cult leaders are from Indiana, just to like really.
And I want to reiterate, I am a perfect candidate for a cult. I am very susceptible to them, and I'm very aware of that.
Do you think it's possible for there to be a cult that like isn't shady? But it's just like, it's fun and like we're like friends?
Yes. In fact, I follow this TikTok account.
Of course you do.
And it's very intriguing, and it's a queer commune in another country.
Oh, yes, you've sent it. It's another country?
It is. I want to go. But also, part of their content is like educating people on how to start communes with their friends.
Yes, I do remember you sending this.
And I would like to do that too.
How do you know though that like it's not propaganda to get you there, and then it is nefarious once you're there? Like that's the part, because you don't actually know.
I'm willing to risk it.
No, you're not.
No.
But like if you were like, hey, let's buy like a bunch of land with our houses on it, I would be like, this isn't a cult. This is just friends buying houses on the same land.
I think it's obviously like who's the leader, and if there is a leader, that's probably a cult.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to live somewhere where there's one person governing everyone.
Yeah, you want to live somewhere where like everyone it's a self-governing situation.
Yeah, like Midsummer.
Scary,
but like that situation, like I definitely would. That's something I would have fallen into for sure. It's kind of crazy I didn't end up in Scientology.
It actually is. Don't you feel like HOAs are cults? Because I read this very scary book about HOAs, where like they were having sacrifices and killing people, and
HOAs.
Yeah. Homeowners Association.
Yeah. Okay. So I was like, are we talking about the
Homeowners
Association?
This is a thriller book that I read. I forget who it was by, but it was about this HOA, and this family moves in. I keep saying I'm ending this, and I keep telling stories, but whatever. This family is from like LA, and so they know the like city life, and the guy's a writer, and he wants to move to like, they're like, we want a slower life. We want to leave LA.
Portland.
Something like that. Like, so they move to like a more remote little town, but they obviously want a really nice house. And so
obviously
because he's done well with his book, so they have some money. So they want a nice like 2-story home,
of course,
whatever. So there's a gated community. They go, the realtor is like, this is the town, like it's not that nice, but like here's this gated community that you can live in, and like,
look at this.
Oh my gosh, there's tennis courts, there's blah blah blah. So they're like, obviously we want to live here. There's a great view,
right? So
they move in, and they're like, she's like, the only thing is there's an HOA, and you know you have to abide by the rules, but like every place has an HOA these days. And so they were like, yeah, for sure. Like we have to keep our lawn mowed. Sick. We can do that. So they are given this huge book of the HOA rules. And they're like, we're not reading that. Like no one actually cares that much. As long as our house looks nice and our lawn is mowed, like there cannot be a problem here.
Right.
And so weird things start happening. Yeah. And there's like a few people in it that are like anti-HOA, and they're like, we're not really following the rules. Like we don't care that much, whatever. And so they're friends with those people. But then people in that start going missing and dying. And then the more they push back on the HOA, the more like stuff keeps happening to their house. And they're like, what's going on? And then eventually they the whole thing culminates into a crazy like arena style fight to the
Purge
death
situation.
fight to the death kind of thing, where the leader of the HOA is really just like a cult leader, and they're like causing people to become human slaves. Like it's a crazy book. But all to say is our HOAs just mini cults.
It is. I think HOAs exist for people that want to have some power.
Yeah, it's really annoying. Like, I don't want to pay money for you to tell me what color I can paint my house or what color I can't paint my house.
My brother-in-law is the treasurer of the HOA.
Of your family?
Well, no, they don't live on that property yet. In the neighborhood that they live in Fort Wayne.
But is it crazy, or is it just like, hey, like don't have trash in your yard? Because I can get behind that. If that's the only rule, it's like make sure your lawn is mowed. Make sure there's not trash in your yard. Make sure there's no like offensive statues of like PPs and vajayjays. I can get behind it.
And then the dues go towards like gardening for like the
keeping the hedges, keeping the
Correct.
whatever. I can get behind that, even though I kind of don't want to be told what to do. Like, don't tell me what to do with my home.
Yeah.
And I know it's for property values, for resale, whatever. But it is like a weird concept that people pay more money than they're already paying.
Correct.
Just to have
Sometimes
someone be like,
and hundreds a month.
hey, your lawn's a little too tall.
Give me $1,000 and cut your grass.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That'd be a great movie.
It would be. And I don't know how it hasn't been made a movie. But one day maybe we'll look back on this and it will be.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you all for listening. We have a fun game next week that we're going to play. It's not really a game. It's a conversation that is fun.
We're going to have a fun conversation next week.
And we'll have more dodgeball stories for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So send us a speak pipe. We didn't have any this week. So if you would like to talk to us, if you'd like to ask us a question, or if you'd like our advice on
and
something.
we're directly talking to you, Heather.
Yeah, what? I was promised a speak pipe from
I thought you were
Heather.
going to be sending one in.
Please do that. And rate us, give us 5 stars, all the things. And we'll see you next time.
Love you so much.
Bye.
The A-List.